What's up? What's the Weatherman here with a brand new video for you guys. And before we get too far in, you already know what to do. Make sure you go check out our last video. Make sure you add me on Twitter at Team 6K Weather. Make sure you click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, let me know what deck you want to see next, or let me know how you felt about the deck, and let's jump right in. So today I've got Satellar Knights. I know you probably weren't expecting a Satellar Knight build because, hey, it's not new. However, I am playing Crackdown, which did just come in a box outside of this new box. It was only in a selection box, so it's new to me. So we're playing Satellar Knights. Pretty simple deck. To be honest with you, pretty much just stay alive turn one and then try to OTK after that, or just get that slow grind, which is why we play the traps and whatnot. So let's just get into the cards. First off, I play Satellar Knight Deneb, that prismatic. This is the searcher in the deck. If this card is summoned, you can add a Tellar Knight monster from your deck to your hand except itself, and you can only use this once per turn, and it's a hard once per turn. So on summon, this card will search for any other Satellar Knight in the deck, so that is pretty nice. Other than that, we've got Satellar Knight Altair. This is our monster reborn monster. If this card is summoned, you can target a Tellar Knight monster in your graveyard except itself and special summon that monster to defense position. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot attack with monsters except Tellar Knight monsters. So do keep that in mind because of, well, just keep that in mind for the future because there's more things that we have to talk about. Last for the monster lineup is just Satellar Knight Vega. If this card is summoned, you special summon a Tellar Knight monster from your hand except itself, and it is also a hard once per turn. So you pretty much just play a searcher in Deneb that searches for the monsters. We play a Altair that gets them back from the grave, and then we play a Vega which summons it from the hand. So summon from grave, summon from hand, search for a Tellar Knight monster. Then we play Satellar Knight Skybridge, which this lets us target a Tellar Knight monster we control, including our Xyz monsters, which is really nice. Target a Tellar Knight monster we control and special summon a Tellar Knight monster with a different name from our deck. And if we do, shuffle the targeted monster into the deck. While the monster special summoned by this effect is face up on the field, you cannot special summon monsters except Tellar Knight monsters. And you can only activate one Skybridge hard once per turn. So this is going to allow us to swap out our Tellar Knights. For example, we could normal summon Deneb, search for a Altair, use the quick play spell to target that Deneb that we just summoned, return it to the deck to special summon out Vega, which will summon that searched for Altair that we just searched for, right? This Altair we just searched for from our hand to the field. And that's just an example of something you could do. You can also use it to kind of dodge back row or stuff like that. Skybridge is also our back row removal somewhat. It helps us play through back row by being able to just dodge it. Then we just play 3 traps. We play Crackdown, we play Fiendish Chain, and we play Expendable Die. So the reason that we play Crackdown and Fiendish are for very simple reasons. They are continuous traps, and we have a monster in our extra deck that returns all cards to the hand. So if we play our continuous trap like our Fiendish Chain or our Crackdown, we'll be able to not only target one of their monsters and have this trap stay there, but we'll be able to return the trap back to our hand to be able to use it again. So that's really nice. If you just see one Crackdown, one Fiendish, you'll be able to have 2 Fiendish, 3 Fiendish, 3 Crackdown. So it's pretty nice. What Crackdown does is you activate by targeting one face-up monster your opponent controls, and we take control of that monster. While we control that monster, it cannot attack or activate its effects, and when that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Fiendish Chain is a negate. We target an effect monster on the field, negate its effects, and that face-up monster, while it is on the field, cannot attack. And also, when this card is destroyed, when that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So we've got a negate here, and we've got a monster steal. So we'll either be able to steal their monster or negate their monster, and by using our Xyz monster, which we'll go into later, we'll be able to return these traps back to our hand. Next, we play Expendable Die. With Expendable Die, we tribute a warrior monster, target a card on the field, monster, spell, trap, and destroy it. And then if we do, we get to draw a card. So we're going to tribute our warrior monster, destroy a card on the field, as well as draw a card. So that is really nice. That is really nice. Just a simple disruption. Kind of helps us get rid of back row or a field spell or something like that, as well as giving us a draw. And our Xyz are okay going to the graveyard. They all pretty much do stuff when they're sent to the graveyard, so pretty nice too. They work alongside those. Now to get into the actual extra deck, we've got Dark Tellar Knight Bat here. What this does is it lets us go into our rank 4s that require 3 monsters by just having 2 monsters and a discard. So all face-up monsters on the field become dark. You can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, discard 1 card, and special summon from your extra 1 light Tellar Knight Xyz monster using this face-up card you control as Xyz material. Also, you cannot Xyz summon other monsters for the rest of this turn. This is treated as an Xyz summon, and Xyz material attached to this card also become Xyz material to the summoned monster. This effect can be activated during either player's turn if you have 7 or more Tellar Knight monsters with different names in your graveyard, which we will never do. So that is sad. But we're going to be using Dark Tellar Knight Bat, that to go into our boss monsters in the deck. We're going to be using it to go into that Prismatic Deltaros. While this card has Xyz material, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal or special summon a monster, which is nice. Then once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material from this card, target one card on the field, and destroy it. Then if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one Tellarknight monster from your hand or deck. So if we tribute this using our expendable die to pop a card, we will also be able to summon a Tellarknight from our hand or deck. So that is really nice. On top of the draw one, we'll be able to special a Tellarknight. So that is really dope. As well as this does just pop a card on the field, and it's prismatic. So gas, I only play one of them. The real boss in the deck is our boy Trivor. So Tellarknight Trivor here requires 3 level 4 Tellarknight monsters or 2 monsters to go into bat and a discard. So we use our 2 Tellarknights to go into bat, discard a card, and we will then be summoning this bad boy. During the turn you Xyz summon this card, you cannot special summon monsters except Tellarknight monsters. If this card is Xyz summoned, return all other cards on the field to the hand. That is why we play continuous traps. So if we've got our Fiendish on the field, our Crackdown on the field, and we summon this to return all cards back to the hand, we will also be returning our continuous traps back to our hand to be reset again to activate again. So really nice. We can detach a material from this card and send one random card from our opponent's hand to the graveyard. And then if this card with Xyz material is sent to the graveyard, we can target a Tellarknight monster in our graveyard and special summon it. So also if we tribute this using our expendable die, we will be able to float into a Tellarknight. The only one that doesn't float is Dark Bat. Dark Tellarknight Bat here does not float, so keep that in mind. This is the only one that will not float under that scenario, but we do play a couple other Xyz here. So the skill we're playing is Zexal Weapon, which is going to explain a little bit more in our extra deck. It activates at the beginning of our turn. If our life points are at 2,000 or below, you may astral build the overlay network, Zexal Morph. If you remember watching my Evil Eye video, then this is the same skill. After transforming to Zexal, add 1 C39 Utopia Ray to your extra deck. So we do play Utopia, but the skill puts Utopia Ray in the extra, so that's pretty nice. In addition, you can use each of the following effects once per turn. It can be used before our normal draw. Select one ZW monster and change that to the top card of our deck. Then after that, we can play one ZW monster from our hand. Play, not summon, play. So we're just gonna put it on the field. They're not gonna be able to respond to it. The reason why we would do this is so that we can go Utopia, right? And then stack on top of that Utopia, number C39 Utopia Ray. So what this does is, if we have 1,000 or less life points, I cannot stress this enough to you. I stressed it in the Evil Eye video. Do not go for this play unless you have 1,000 or less life points. Okay, once you're at 1,000 or less life points, you just summon regular Utopia, stack this Utopia Ray on top of it, and then make that Utopia material. Then we'll detach a material from this card. It gains 500 attack until the end of this turn, and if it does, one monster our opponent controls loses 1,000. And we can activate this for as many material that we have. We'll typically have 3, so we'll be able to activate it 3 times, thus making our Utopia Ray 4K, and typically making the monster we're going against 0. So we're going to be going for game using this Utopia Ray the majority of the time that we summon this Utopia Ray. And we're only going to be summoning this in a scenario that is kind of like a last resort, because this does require us to give up our Tellarknight stuff, and it does kind of put us in a very fragile game state if we do not win. So if we don't win the turn we do this, probably not looking great for us, which is why this is a last resort. It's just something that's really nice that the deck can do, so I choose to play it. Next Xyz we play is number 70, Malevolent Sin. Once per turn, detach an Xyz material from this card, target a monster our opponent controls, and banish it until our opponent's next standby phase. And then at the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, you can make this card gain 300 attack, and if you do, increase its rank by 3. So this is just going to be to remove something so we can go for game. We also play Giant Hand here. The reason we play Giant Hand is because we do want a turn 1 rank 4, because it can happen. However, we only have room for 1. So because of that, we can't really play Roach, Dweller. I just went with what is the most generic, since we only have slot for 1, since we only have enough room for 1 turn 1 Xyz. So with that being the case, the most generic Xyz to me for a turn 1 play would be number 106, Giant Hand. During either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated on your opponent's side of the field, we can detach 2 Xyz material, then target that face-up effect monster our opponent controls. While this card is face-up on the field, that effect monster's effects are negated. Also, it cannot change its battle position. So this is just pretty generic to me. Not every deck has a grave effect to negate. Not every deck has a synchro to summon or a pendulum to summon, but every deck does have a monster effect to negate. So since we only have room for 1 slot, that is why I play this. That's pretty much the whole deck, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really think there's a relevant reason to really show you a turn 1, turn 2. It's a very simple deck. Turn 1, you're gonna summon your monster, set back row. Turn 2, you're gonna summon your monster, set back row. If you can do something, I mean, you can, but a lot of the time, you're just summoning your monster, setting back row. So I don't really think there's a need for a combo tutorial in this vid. So I'm just gonna be going straight to the gameplay for you guys to show you guys how I was clapping with these Tellarknights. Let's go. Alrighty. So this game, we're going against Odd Eyes. They're gonna activate that Pendulum Call and search for that Dragon Pit Magician, probably searching for that Oath, or they're searching for Dragon Pulse. Maybe they already have Oath. They're gonna activate their Pendulum Scales, they're gonna activate their Oath, they're gonna put that Dragon Pit on there, and they're gonna do their thing. So they should be able to make some plays go down. Unless their hand is like straight duplicate spells, I see no reason for them to not go off. It's gonna add the 3 back. Oh, see, this is my issue, bro. I've gotta say this. I think the Synchro variant makes no damn sense. It makes no damn sense to me. All I see you guys summon is the level 7 that stops like hand traps from activating if you're going second. And then going first, they just summon the Synchro to use the Synchro alongside Odd Eyes to go into the rank 7. So this doesn't make any sense to me. It just seems like you're making the same exact board with extra steps. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. You're playing more bricks. You're playing more. Like, why not just run 2 Odd Eyes? Why not just run the 4s, the 7s? Like, I just don't get it. I truly do not understand it. You see what I'm saying? Just to make the same board as us. I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. So we're going to start off our turn pretty standard. We're going to summon our Altair, which has no effect, and he's going to activate his Abyss Dweller. So what we're doing here is we see that all he has left to activate is this Volfarinegus. Abyss Dweller does not affect us. So what I do is I hold on to Skybridge in my hand because Volfarinegus can pop us. It can pop a target. It can target a face-up card on the field and destroy it. However, if it does that, it can't attack. So I know that he doesn't want to do that on his turn. So I know he's going to want to do it on mine. So I'll hold on to Skybridge and I don't set it because I know he's going to pop my Altair so that I have an open field. He does activate. So now we can chain our Skybridge to pull out a different Tellarknight from our deck. Probably Deneb, because Deneb is going to search for us. We may summon Vega because it'll summon Altair from the hand, but that is the follow-up play. So we're going to summon Deneb and searching for a Vega because we already have the Altair in our hand, and we're just going to pass. Now we have a set Expendable Die and a set Crackdown, so we can snatch a monster from them. Pretty cool. I activate because I was not ridiculously sure if it would still tribute my face-down monster, because I didn't know if it would still treat it like a warrior. I honestly just wasn't sure. So I just went ahead and activated it. So now we've got the Crackdown. I'm going to snatch his Volfarinegus. Now he can't even attack us, and we've got the ability to go into Trivet. So we're going to normal summon. He's going to activate Dweller for no reason. It does absolutely nothing to us. We're going to summon Altair. Altair is going to resummon Deneb from the graveyard, which is going to give us another search of a Tellarknight monster from our deck. Now we're going to be able to make that rank 4, and we're going to be going into our Trigger. So we're going to be summoning Bat first. Use 2 4s to go into Bat. Then we're going to detach, and we're going to discard to go into our Trigger. And now Trigger is going to return our Crackdown so that we can set it again. Notice we did not draw a trap, but I still have Crackdown, so it's going to give me Crackdown back. Reset the Crackdown as well as detach so I can discard a random card from their hand and go in for 2100. So now we've got a Crackdown to snatch from them. We've got a Trigger here, which is going to float if they get rid of it, and he scoops on to the next. In this game, our hand was not amazing. So in this game, I'm going to be showing you exactly why that Zexal weapon is so beautiful. So we don't have much here. So we're just going to normal summon our Tellarknight monster. Going to summon our Vega, to special summon our Altair from our hand. And then we're going to be using our Skybridge to give us a Deneb so that we can get a search. So that on the follow-up play, we'll be able to make our rank 4 and have the monster to discard to go into it. So we're going to be searching for our Altair. Altair can obviously summon Deneb, which will give us a card back in our hand to discard with, or just discard the card that we draw, as well as, you know, Altair is going to get that card back from the graveyard. So we're going against Magician's Magic. He's going to be activating his skill now, and he's going to be adding that Dimension Conjurer to his hand. So pretty nice. He's also going to be adding Dark Magician Girl, so nice pluses from the skill. I love this skill, to be honest with you. So he's going to be summoning Dimension Conjurer, which is going to add, I forgot the name for a mention. It's going to be adding that magical dimension. So now he's going to be able to quick play, tribute his guy, special summon a spellcaster from his hand, and pop a face-up card on the field. Show me that Dark Magician Girl. So he's going to be popping a face-up card on our field, as well as just Dark Magician Girl.
Hey, yo, what
as well as it's just going to be, you know, able to draw a couple cards or draw a card, I believe. Let me see what Dimensional Conjurer does. Yeah, draw cards equal to spellcaster monsters you control. So he's going to draw one and then place one back. Beats over our guy. He's going to fuse now. Oh, yeah, he done messed up. You know why? Because he didn't kill us. He doesn't have 3,500 attacks, so he shouldn't have done this. He attacked us for 2,800, but he does not know that we're playing Zexal Weapon. So we are turning up now. We're going Super Saiyan. It's flowing through me. My karma is activating. I can see the marks going up my arm, down my chest, down my face. It's time to Zexal Weapon. Let's go. Zexal Morph. So we're going to be adding that C39 to our extra deck. And we're going to be looking at the top card of our deck. Doesn't matter what it is. We changed it to ZW. Now we're going to activate the skill to play it. He cannot respond. It doesn't matter because he wouldn't be able to respond anyway. We're going to be rank 4 and into Utopia. Remember what I said. If you don't have 1,000 or less life points, do not be going for this play. But I do have 700 life points, which means I am at 1,000 or below. So I am summoning that bad boy, Utopia. Look at that animation. Get on them, boys. Get on them. Now we're going to stack on top of the Utopia. We're going to go Utopia Ray. Let's get another animation out here. Come on. Show him that bad boy. Let's go. So beautiful. So beautiful. Get your 2 animations on. We don't even have animations in our archetype, and I'm still getting 2 animations on you. Get beat on. Summoning that Utopia 39. C39. Ray. Let's go. So now that we've done that, we're at 1,000 or less. We're going to detach a material. I'm going to gain 500. He's going to lose 1,000. Do it again. He's going to lose 1,000. I'm going to gain 5. Do it again. He's going to lose 1,000. I'm going to gain 5. And that is game. I don't know why he scooped. He couldn't just let me attack. I don't understand the point of you guys doing that. But regardless, on to the next. Alrighty, so we're going to go. We're going to normal summon that Vega. Set 2 back row. We did not summon our Altair from the hand. We wanted to keep it there for a follow-up play. But we do have expendable die set, as well as we have a Fiendish Chain. So he's going to be summoning that spell book. We're going to Fiendish Chain it. Don't want him getting that free draw too. But a Fiendish Chain that bad boy and negate it. He would have searched for that spell book that let him draw. Don't want that to happen. Discards a Dark Magician to summon Apprentice. Also searching for Dark Magician. So pretty cool right now. He's got something on board. Gonna activate Circle. We're gonna chain the Circle. We do not want him to get that search, as well as have that Circle activated to potentially bother us. And since he's not playing Magician's Magic, we know he can summon Dark Magician on our turn, so that Circle is a lot more relevant to me. So he's going to link off into Artemis. This bad boy right here is what's gonna hold off us getting invoked Mechaba for a long time. Such a pain. So they drop us to 1,200, not exactly 1,000 or less. So we're not going to be going into the Utopia Ray. So us going Super Saiyan right now does not matter. Psych, it does matter. We're not going Utopia Ray, but it does amp us. It buffs us. Now we've got the Will of Fire running through our veins. What am I going to do? I'm going to normal summon Vega. Vega is going to special summon from my hand. What will I be special summoning? That Deneb, because it's going to give me a search. We're going to be searching for a second Altair from our deck. Now we've got 2 of the 3 Altairs from our deck. We're going to Xyz into Dark Tellarknight Bat. We're going to detach a material and discard a card so that we can go into Trigger. Now we're going to be going into Trigger, returning all cards on the field. Give me back my Fiendish Chain, baby. Let's go. Gonna activate to send a random card from his hand to the grave. We get that Eternal Soul in the grave, really nice. And we're gonna set back that Fiendish Chain and attack for 21, and now he's got 19 left. Now we've still got a Fiendish Chain because we gave it back to ourselves. He's activating the skill, not even sure what it does. Gonna use that Circle to get himself a navigation. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And he sets that navigation. So this is actually why we play 3 Skybridge now. I was playing 2 up until this point. We had the heart of the cards, and we top decked the best card that we could have possibly top decked. So we're gonna be drawing, we're gonna be activating that Skybridge in response. He's trying to banish me with Circle. I'm gonna Skybridge my Trigger. And at this point in time, I was only playing 1 Trigger in my extra deck. So this was actually perfect. I played 2 now also because of this game, because of the fact that if I didn't have Skybridge, I would not be able to Trigger him again. So we returned our 1 copy of Trigger that we were playing at the time to the extra deck, resummoning that Deneb, and we're gonna be going back into Dark Tellarknight Bat, which is gonna put us back into Trigger. So we're gonna discard and detach to go right back into that bad boy Trigger, returning my Fiendish Chain for a 3rd time and returning his cards back to the hand. We can detach to send 1 card from his hand to the graveyard, and we're gonna attack for that final 2,100 while he has 1,900 left. And that is GG's, baby. Yeah, I appreciate it. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I hope you guys really loved the build. I do love it. If you wanted to play some other back row, that is all you. I play the continuous traps because it does give us the ability to recycle our continuous traps. Love it. So Thank you guys for checking this out. Thank you guys for giving me love. It has been your boy Weatherman. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you comment. Let me know exactly how you loved the build. And I will see you guys next time. Team 6K signing out.
Hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the Weatherman. I ain't asking to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon, they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast. For